guys, what's up? So the holidays are approaching, which happens to be my favorite time of the year. And another thing that I absolutely love doing is making some savory, delicious holiday dishes for my family. But before I get into some really cool recipes, I want to give a huge shout out to Jimmy Dean for sponsoring and collaborating with me on this video. So this year, the holidays, it looks rather different. And I will be cooking some of my favorite go-to dishes that my family loves. And an ingredient that I will be using is Jimmy Dean fresh roll sausage. And one thing that I love about this is it has a unique blend of very flavorful seasonings that'll work with any recipe and mini dishes. All right, so today I'm gonna be making my creamy sausage gravy that you can serve with biscuits, and I'll also be making my sausage and leek cornbread stuffing. Now, one thing that I love about Jimmy Dean is it's extremely versatile. You can make an easy dish and a complex dish using the same ingredient, and it is delicious and amazing. Okay, you guys, let's get cooking. So what I like to do is I like to cook this in a non-stick, and I have it on medium high. I want it to get really nice and hot because when I pour my Jimmy Dean sausage in here, I want to hear a nice sizzle. And I'm gonna cook this until this gets really nice and golden brown. So I absolutely love the holidays. And one of the main reasons why I love it is because I get to cook some incredible dishes for my family. And some of the dishes that I look forward to every year would definitely have to be my collard greens. The family loves them. My cornbread. I make some fried chicken. Green beans are really good. Mac and cheese. I mean, come on, you guys. My husband actually makes the mac and cheese, and it sets it on my face. His mac and cheese is so bomb. One of my favorite dishes that my dad makes for the family, and I really miss this because he hasn't made this in years. Oh my gosh, just made me realize that, is spaghetti. And he would make spaghetti with sausage. So what I make with sausage, sausage, say that 5 times, sausage. I am gonna be making a quick fix cornbread stuffing today. That's what I'm gonna be showing you guys later on today. But for Thanksgiving, I make kind of like a longer extended version of this sausage stuffing, and it's my mom's favorite. She absolutely loves it. Oh, this smells so good. So during the holidays, my job is to make Thanksgiving dinner, right? I've been doing it for the entire family. Like when I say entire family, I'm cooking for like 20 to 25 people. My biggest mishap was I didn't make enough food. Like, how embarrassing is that? Everybody was like, oh my gosh, Tia, these greens are good. This cornbread is the bomb. This bacon Brussels sprout salad is amazing. Do you have more? Oops. I mean, that's like the coolest thing about Thanksgiving, when you have seconds for, you know, the next day after that, and the day after that, when you're making leftover food for breakfast and lunch. Jimmy Dean, Jimmy Dean, Jimmy Dean. Listen to me sizzle, Jimmy Dean. Hello, biscuits. How are you? You see how nice and golden brown it is? And what I'm gonna do is I'm just gonna transfer my sausage over into this bowl, and we are gonna make a roux for our gravy. What is a roux? A roux is something that you make to thicken up a sauce. Like gravy, what we're gonna be doing today, you can make a roux for mac and cheese, and a roux is equal parts fat and equal parts flour. So I'm gonna add a little more oil to this. I'm gonna add about 3 tablespoons. There we go. And then I'm gonna add my flour. There we go. And then I'm just gonna whisk this. And then I'm gonna add then I'm gonna add some pepper. Okay, and then I'm just gonna whisk this until it thickens. You wanna make sure that it's not too high. And you just sit and you wait. I actually have some great memories of my mother making gravy. Like, she is the gravy queen. And this noise, like, that reminds me of my mom and her making gravy. She would usually do it with like a spoon. She wouldn't do it with a whisk. And she would just sit there and she would just do this until the sauce thickens. She had like, what is it, zero beam? What is that? Like focus, like this. Okay, so as you can see, my sauce is starting to thicken up and it's starting to turn into a gravy. And now what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna add my sausage to our gravy. Just like that. Look at that, you guys. This is gonna have so much flavor. My goodness. And I'm just gonna keep on cooking this until it thickens. And once it's been on the stove for a minute and it thickens up nicely, this is what it'll look like. And you see how it's this nice gravy with little bits of sausage in there. I mean, look at that. Yummy, yummy, yummy. The next recipe that I'm gonna show you guys is my sausage and leek cornbread stuffing. Now, there are a lot of stuffing recipes out there that have a long list of ingredients and a long list of steps. I'm gonna show you guys my quick fix approach to making a delicious, easy stuffing with sausage. This is a leek, and we're not gonna be using this. We're just gonna be using this part of the leek. So I've already cut up mine, and they tend to be really dirty, so I've washed my leeks. So before we start anything, I am gonna preheat my oven to 425 degrees because we're actually gonna be throwing this cornbread stuffing into the oven, and I wanna make sure it's really nice and hot. I am gonna turn my stove on to about medium high because I wanna make sure that this sausage is really nice and golden brown, and I wanna hear a nice sizzle when it hits the pot. Sizzle, 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 sizzle. So I'm just gonna add some oil in there, just like that. And then I'm gonna add my leeks. And I'm gonna cook this until it's nice and soft. So I've added my sausage. And now I'm just gonna cook this until it's really nice and golden brown. This is starting to smell like the holidays. So while my sausage cooks, I'm gonna be adding some herbs to this dish. Now, herbs, they add a lot of color and freshness and just flavor to your dish. So what I have right here is I have some really nice parsley, and I have some sage. Whenever I think of the holidays, sage has to be a part of it. And then I have some thyme. And what I'm gonna do is I'm just gonna give this a nice rough chop. Oh, the smell. My gosh, you guys, this smells so good. Oh man. Hey, you guys, you have to entertain yourself while you're cooking, because most of the time it's just you, yourself, and you. And that's why I love to cook too. It's a part of me time, right? The kids are doing their thing. Cree's doing his homework, watching Pokemon or doing something. And then Cairo's hanging out with her dad. She loves to watch basketball. Whoa! Cairo, she loves to watch basketball. like basketball games with her dad. And then here I am, you know, just spending time with myself. Me time. If this is like your first time making stuffing for the holidays, I would totally try this recipe out. All of your friends are gonna be like, oh my gosh, did you cook this? This is so incredibly good. And you're gonna be like, yeah, I did. I wanna crumble this. So I want the sausage to have a nice crumble to it. I don't want the sausage meat to be too thick because we're gonna put this on top of the cornbread. So you see how now it looks more like a nice kind of crumble? Also, that's gonna help give it a nice char to it too. My herbs are nicely, finely chopped, should I say. So you see how my sausage is nice and brown? It has that golden brown color to it. That's how I know that it's done. And now what I'm gonna do is I'm just gonna add a little bit of salt. And then I'm gonna make sure that my sausage is off and cooling. And then I'm gonna add these herbs. Watch how beautiful this is. Whew, look at that. That looks beautiful. And I'm just gonna fold in my sausage with my herbs and look at this. My gosh, this looks incredibly delicious. Oh my gosh. And we are not done yet. So I've turned off the heat, and while my sausage cools, I'm gonna start making the cornbread. So first, I wanna start with my dry ingredients. I'm going to add some flour, some cornmeal, some baking powder, and some salt. There we go. And I'm just gonna mix all of these ingredients together so that they are fully incorporated. Okay, my dry ingredients are fully incorporated. Now I'm gonna work on my wet ingredients. I'm gonna add, let's make some music. I'm gonna add 1 egg. And what I like to do is I like to just, crack my egg over here on the side instead of in the bowl because I don't want shells to get in here. But before I do that, I'm gonna add my melted butter. Let's make sure we get all of you in here. We want all of you butter because butter just makes everything better. Butter makes everything better, better. I'm like in this kind of like singing song mood, maybe because it's the holidays, right? I'm gonna add some buttermilk. There we go. Then I'm gonna add my egg that I cracked earlier. And then I'm gonna add some honey, you guys. Honey and cornbread just goes hand in hand. I mean, they're lovers. And I'm gonna use about half of this. I love me some honey. You're gonna have that sweet and savory taste with your cornbread. It's gonna be nice and sweet because of the honey, and then it's gonna be savory because of the sausage. And then I'm just gonna mix all of this together, just like that. And then I'm just gonna add my wet in there. I remember my mom growing up, when she would make cornbread, she would actually put the corn kernels in the cornbread. So good. So I've greased my skillet, and now I'm just gonna add my mixture. Look at how beautiful that looks. I love seeing the little specks of the pepper in here, which is just so really cool. And now what I'm gonna do is I'm going to add my sausage and just kind of like place it right there in the middle. Look at how beautiful this is looking already. And as you can see, the star of this dish is the sausage.
sausage, baby. I love eating cornbread with collard greens. There's just something about it, man. Something about having, my gosh, just that nice, sweet flavor from the cornbread and just diving into those, collard greens. And then I love cornbread with fried chicken, like really like comforting food, but also with soups like chili, even chicken noodle soup. Having some cornbread with chicken noodle soup is so good. Okay, so there you go. Look at how beautiful and easy this is. And I'm gonna pop this into the oven at 425 degrees for about 25 minutes. I just took this out of the oven. It's nice and piping hot. Look at how delicious and amazing this looks. I hope you guys enjoyed these recipes. If you try any of these, make sure you tag me. Go to jimmydean.com to try even more delicious, amazing recipes, and happy holidays! Also, a special thanks to Jimmy Dean for sponsoring and collaborating with me on this video.